Hello, I'm Jake Memory from TechDocX, and in this short video I'm going to convert 15 pages of Microsoft Word documents to S1000D XML data modules. I'm going to do those 15 pages in under 5 minutes. That's an average of 20 seconds a page. Okay, let's get on with it. So as you can see, what we've got here is a fairly standard looking manual. I'm going to be using descriptive data for this demonstration, but it works in a very similar manner for procedural data too, and I'll do another video on procedural data, but for now these 15 pages are just descriptive. So what I'm going to do, we just configure some settings here which we only need to do once, and what we can do is, because styles have been used through the existing document and the styles are fairly consistent, we can just click on the paragraph, select the existing style and select all paragraphs with the same style, and then just select which S1000D style we want that style to become. And it's these styles that will essentially be mapped to their new elements in the data modules. But much more than that, it doesn't just map them, it obviously has to make sure that all the elements are nested correctly within one another and follow a set of rules and principles which the algorithm uses to establish whether the document is valid or not, or whether it will be valid or not once the data modules have been created. Because the last thing we want to do is convert all the data into S1000D, open it in an XML editor and find out that the whole document's completely invalid. So because when I click in a paragraph and it identifies the existing style, in the styles pane I can choose to select all of the other instances of that style, meaning that I can change potentially hundreds of paragraphs to the correct S1000D style with one click. So this obviously has several advantages, the main one being that we can rapidly convert a styled document in Word to our new S1000D template without having to go through each individual paragraph. What that essentially means is we're doing around 15 pages here, and we can do that in around 5 minutes. But of course the benefit is exponential. The more pages you have, the more benefit you're going to be rewarded with. Hundreds and hundreds of pages. If you can select all of the paragraphs in one go and convert those to S1000D paratext, and convert all of the table titles and figure titles in one go, in a very short space of time, over the course of 10, 15, 20 pages, you'll have effectively converted the whole document to the new template. And that's where this tool really comes into its own. I do appreciate, however, that not all documents are perfectly transposable from one template to another, and there will be an element of having to go through and identify which styles can be used and which can't, and there's no arguing that there will be an element of manual work, but I think you can see where the advantages are here. Even if there's only, you can use your main headings as your para zeros and perhaps subheadings as subpara ones, table titles, paratext, some of the real fundamental stuff. If you can do that in one go, that is going to save a significant amount of time. Now what we have to do is we have to tell the program where the data modules start and end, and we do that using what we call DM containers. So it's a simple case of highlighting the text, the content that we want within our data module, double clicking on the DM container. That will open up a representation of our DMRL. The DMRL is just an Excel file that has been saved to XML, and it reads that XML file. The Excel template is included with the program. So all we need to do is run down through and do this for each of our data modules. And finally, Okay, descriptive, and that's all of our preparation work done. What we'll also check is that there's nothing in the output folder here. So what we can now do is we can validate that data before it converts to the S1000D data modules. Can click OK to build the S1000D data modules. So now it will run through each one, telling us exactly what it's doing, whether it's converting tables, saving figures, creating lists, and give us a summary at the end. Okay, all looks good. Let's see the output. As you can see, there are 4 data modules, and there are 4 graphics there also that have been sequentially numbered. Okay, there's our first one. Everything's been populated correctly. Issue number, dates are correct. There's our data. Tables are in and correct. Table titles have been added. All looking good. Now, as part of any cleanup work, there's obviously going to be a little bit of work to do in these data modules, and that includes removing prefixes like note or table or figure, and you may want to do some linking in here as well. Now the linking, cross-referencing can be done at the Word stage. I haven't demonstrated that, again, just to keep the video short, but if you'd like a demo, I will go over how we can do ref-DMs, cross-references, again, support equipment, all that kind of stuff in procedural data modules can also be done at the Word stage. Again, all looking good, everything's populated as we'd hope. Okay, as you can see, the graphics have been inserted correctly as well. So that means they've been inserted into the entities at the top of the XML. Now, obviously what I've shown you there is a fairly simple demonstration of a fairly simple Word document. Not all Word documents will be structured in such a way that they map quite as simply to S1000D XML. But this just shows you just how simply a lot of the text can be automatically mapped to the respective S1000D element to significantly reduce the amount of manual work that's involved at the Word stage to get it to S1000D. If there's any questions, please contact me, Jake at TechDocX.co.uk. You can visit our website, TechDocX.co.uk, and feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. Many thanks.